buildings, number one Praya Lane, that is built on stilts. So now is to identify when was this building kind of built or took shape. Obviously, this is all maybe additional or new lah. I don't know what it was, whether it was semi-concrete or it was wooden. Building is this one. So it was actually attacked by termites, but luckily because
Along Praya Lane,
yep.
Starting from one Praya Lane, just go all the way in and see is there the original plan of the development for this area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now for the original or the start of St. Francis Institution, according to the article we recently found out that this was actually the site of St. Mary's School, and Ice Cafe was the site of St. John the Baptist Church. So okay, Portuguese missions, and I remember the wife informed, I think the time was Joseph, to come and try and clear. So I think Joseph called me. So we came and tried and salvage what we could. I remember I salvaged the second and third volume. I think I've got quite a number of copies. But the first volume was, technically the crate was totally destroyed. So I think we managed to just secure a bit.
It's the Portuguese mission in Malaysia and Singapore book, right?
Singapore, yes. 1958. Yeah, that was the book.
I think, Martin, so, I mean, basically now that we know this was a job to conceal the termites, the idea is to remove all the plywood. Because when you remove the plywood, you actually see the damage behind this,
Yes.
Like they conceal, right?
Yes.
Then you need to make an assessment. Because if this main supporting beam, the most outward one, looks to be infected by termites, not so much the inner ones.
Yes.
So this one, from a structural point of view, because this is holding the main truss,
Correct.
So they got to see whether this one needs to be done or not.
Actually,
now you're going to have people sitting inside,
Yep.
So you don't want to compromise on the structural strength. You must make sure that any weak points is rectified to bring back that structural strength. Apart from that, it's all cosmetics, just tidying up, bit of cosmetics.
Okay, luckily also war. Pre-war means this building has been here before the Japanese War. At least the main frames, obviously not this. You see this, I think this was some pattern of that time. I think when Bernard came here, I'm not sure when. So this was actually one maybe of that trending, maybe should I say architecture or something like where have this kind of they call it the Kawin wood.
Buildings where they try and restore, and then the later people with better technology, better instrumentation, they will study the building properly, and then they have to undo all the poor restoration work, and then they have to redo the proper restoration based on the art and science of today. So this obviously was not a restoration work. This was more concealment. But now, if you're interested in restoring the building because of its historical value, you have to remove all the shoddy work done in the past, with all due respect to why they did. Maybe it was a cost issue. But then try to restore the building. Usually in restoration, you try to replace. If you're going to replace anything, for example, if you're taking out a piece of wood, you try to find the same wood and replace with the same wood. You say cengal for cengal, meranti for meranti, merbau for merbau. That's what restorers try to do. You try to put the same thing inside.
Yes.
And then hopefully you try and find actually old wood. Say old cengal, you get from somewhere else, another old building, and then you put. So that's proper restoration. But in this case, if the building is intended to be put back in order for use, it's you want to keep it healthy. The building is healthy. It is not going to be a major restoration project. It's going to be trying to remove the poor work done before and try to just put back in order the building,
So what is your advice? I mean, we want, and then at least it's safe for dwelling. I think that's number one. Because obviously this is one of the most unique buildings in Praya Lane.
Yeah.
The only building that's built on stilts, and this will be our cultural center where our activities will be here for the short term. The medium term is to make it a resource center, come library.
Yeah.
And the long term is actually, hopefully, we can maybe work together with the children of Bernard, Natasha and Don John, to make it a Bernard Santa Maria memorial for the long term. So it can act as a library, a resource center, and as well as to at least keep that memory of Bernard at least still alive. Because I think that he is someone that I think we should focus on, because his work for the community is actually long lasting. I'm here is because, I work with him. So I knew his vision. So why not carry on that vision while we're still alive? And hopefully we can transmit that to the younger generation. So now my aim is actually to find continuity, more about the community. So I want to try and get him more involved. So I see his potential in this kind of young people. Okay, so but he lives in Klang. So I want to get them involved directly, and hopefully I can also spot some young ones within the community proper, and slowly see if I can speak to them to try and see how to get them more deeply involved in that continuity thing.